What's up, guys? Welcome to the Daily Refinement. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to answer the question I get the most often, which is, why are my sales inconsistent? So in our Facebook group, they asked by posting their screenshot showing the performance tab, see this traffic every day? Most likely eBay gives you the same number of views every day. They give however many views that your store deserves, is what I call it. Like how many items are in your store, what's your previous sales history, they'll give you X amount of traffic. Now if you look below, this person's sales are up and down. They go up and down. And what is the reason for that? And in my performance tab, if you look at mine, if you go to your eBay tab and you click on traffic in the performance section, it'll give you an outline of how many sales you have and what kind of traffic and sales convert. So for me, I do around 50,000 per month and 2,100, 2,200 sales per month, around $25, all thrifted clothing for the most part. So if you look at my impressions, it's almost 1 million a day. So I'm up a little bit from last month because I've been listing a little bit more towards the end of the month. And you can see that towards the end of the month, I had a boost in traffic, just a tiny bit though, but it's not going to affect my sales a lot because eBay doesn't know I'm going to consistently increase the amount of listings that I have in my store. So you can see it's pretty consistent. And if you look at this person who has inconsistent sales in the group, it's still the same. The top part of their graph still looks pretty even. The bottom part of their graph, it goes up and down though. But if I look at mine, it's not as random. Yesterday I had 94 sales. The day before I had 78 sales. Today I've had 66 sales, but it's pretty late in the day. It's 6 o'clock at night. But I should end the day around 75, 80 sales, which is where my average on the left shows. I get around the same number of sales every single day. There might be a day where I have a lot. On April 12th, I had 112 sales. But on the low day, I had 48 sales. So that would be considered a really super slow day for me. And that's because my store has 15,000 items in it. Right, so I should cross over 16,000 items this weekend. But something interesting to think about is all of my listings look almost identical. Even this book that I bought from Derek Sivers, I listed it the same way. The photo looks the same as my other items. So I just wanted to create some uniformity. And if you look, if I'm listing a t-shirt, a pair of shorts, a vest, button-down shirt, slacks, all of my pictures look identical, and I'm just trying to create uniformity in my store. So yes, if you don't edit your photos, it's going to save you time. The only reason why I edit my photos is to create this uniformity. Literally, it looks like the same person took every single photograph in my store, even though that's not true. Whether I take photos or somebody else in my store takes photos, it's always the same setup, and that's why the photos look exactly the same. The titles are in the same format. I list almost the exact same number of items every single day in the exact same way with the same policy. That's why my traffic looks so similar, and that's why my sold tab looks so similar, right? So you might get a boost in traffic when you list more, but look, there's not a tremendous difference over the beginning of the month. It takes a really long time and a really large effort to really boost your sales up. I've been doing this consistently in this store for almost 2 years now, listing more than 70 items a day, right? So more than 70 items a day for a year or 2 years, and you're going to have 70 sales every day, right? You will reach reseller nirvana at a certain point if you keep listing the same amount of items in your store. I call reseller nirvana when you have the same number of items selling as the same number of items that you're listing, right? So for you, if you're operating at a small scale or you're just getting started, it's the same. It's just that your impressions are going to be a little bit smaller and your sales are going to be a little bit smaller. If you're operating at a much larger scale, I just talked to DC Sports 87. That store lists between 2,000 and 4,000 items per day. Right, so they are almost 20 times larger than my store. All right, so when I see that store, I just get inspired. It doesn't hurt my feelings that store is big. They just have better processes, and they're even more uniform in the way that I do things. They explained to me that they have like 13 processes they do over and over again. That makes sense to me, because how could you grow to that size if you do something different every single time? My store, we do the same thing over and over again, thousands and thousands of times, and that's what produces a very similar result. So I want you guys to pay attention. If you have questions, join our Facebook group. It's patreon.com/the Resellers Podcast. I'll put the link in the description below. You can ask any question you want, and we should be able to answer it for you. My colleague, Tech and Sports, his store is more than 3 times larger than mine, and he lists 250 items a day. So I'm in like the 70, 80 range. He's in the 250 range, and his results look almost the same. It's just how many items you put in. eBay gives you X amount of traffic. You get X number of sales. So I appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the next show.